Alrighty, here we are. It is just after 9 a.m. Monday morning, and I am leaving work. But Chris, you don't work on Mondays. You're right, I don't. But today I do. I got a text yesterday around 6 p.m. from a coworker saying that she was sick and asked if I could cover. So my first day back was Friday, and I got an extra shift already. It's a tough shift to get coverage sometimes. I know because I did it for, I don't know, somewhere about 13, 14 years. I did it 6 days a week. And as much as I don't miss doing 6 days a week, I do wish I had more than just 1 day a week, because that makes it even harder to get up that early. If you do it every day, it's easier to develop a routine. Anyway, I've gone through that 100 times. But part of the reason I was willing to take it was the opportunity or the possibility of seeing some folks I had not seen for a while. And I did a little bit. One in particular I was extremely glad to see. Got to chat a little bit. But once again, in spite of me asking for Tuesdays and Thursdays, I got a Monday. So anyway, I called to make sure that we had coverage this morning for my father. We weren't 100% on who was coming to the house from Bright Star to help with my father, and so I was a little nervous that it would be nobody, and I wouldn't be there either until 9:15ish. But we did have coverage, so I should be okay. I'll just put the numbing cream on his arm and wrap it before he has to go to dialysis. We are in a couple of days stretch, 3 or 4 days, I forget how long they're saying, where we are going to have dangerously warm temperatures. Yesterday was pretty warm. Today is supposed to be worse, and I think tomorrow is supposed to be worse than today. And it's that thing that we get here in South Carolina where it's crazy hot, but it's also humid, which makes the real feel even worse. They're talking somewhere between 105 and 107 real feel for the next few days, which means I'm going to do my best to get my cardio done early so it's not so blazing hot. I just have to kind of adjust my schedule a little bit, whereas I would normally drop my father off at dialysis and go get his pretzel and then go to the grocery store. I think what I'm going to do, Sarah's actually going to take him to dialysis. I think I'm going to get my cardio done. And then if I have time, go to the store, but I'm going to just plan on going when I get him home from dialysis. Hopefully he'll just take a nap. I won't have to worry about what he may or may not be getting into. And so the routine will survive. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. Speaking of my father, we're battling a little bit right now. The dialysis clinic is saying that he's having too much fluid, taking in too much fluid, and consequently retaining too much fluid. I cannot get him to realize he can only have 32 ounces of liquid a day. That's a real sharp change from a routine of regularly drinking a lot of water. And he just is not accepting that and keeps getting more water. And I keep having to tell him, you can't have all this water. So when they say 32 ounces, they mean everything. That includes coffee. That includes, like yesterday, I gave him cereal for breakfast, and of course he drinks the milk. Even things like Jell-O, anything that's liquid at room temperature, has to be processed by the kidneys. It's just the way it is. And in the late stage kidney failure, he just can't have that much processing going on. My fear is that he's going to start getting into the fridge and having some of my drinks that he really shouldn't have. But which also makes me think, well, I shouldn't either. But damn it, I like my Coke Zero. I'm still drinking his old damn orange sodas that he wanted, that it came to find out he couldn't handle. So I'll hopefully get rid of them pretty soon. But like I have V8 for him. He can't have it. I mean, he has to deduct the amount of V8 he has from the water he drinks. And I'd rather him have 2 bottles of water than a can of V8. And then this morning, I got up at the same time that I would get up on Friday, even though I don't have as much to do on another day other than Friday, because Friday I do, my laundry before I leave for work. So today I went ahead and got up at the same time because I knew I wanted to stop and get me a big Coke Zero for my caffeine jolt in the morning, and I didn't have any big ones at the house, just the cans. And I get out of the shower right around 4, like usually just a couple of minutes after 4. I'm getting out of the shower or out of the bathroom, and I walk to my room, and there sits my dad watching TV in the living room. Like, damn it, Walt. So I said, why are you up? Somebody woke me up. I said, Dad, nobody woke you up. It's 4 in the morning. Oh, turned the TV off and went to bed. But it put the fear of God in me, because I thought, he's awake and I'm leaving. And it's 4 in the morning, and it's going to be 4.5 hours before anybody else is there. What he can do in 4.5 hours is scary to think about. So anyway, that was my morning. Still didn't get to see some people I'd hoped to see, but I got another shift in, and I guess that'll make up for the one I'm going to lose a week from Friday when it's 4th of July. But that's okay. We'll see what else happens today. All right, kids. Here we go. Time to pick up Pops at dialysis, which means it's 2 o'clock. I'm quite pleased and did not really need to go to the grocery store, so I didn't. I went to get my father and I pretzels, which they did not have, and well, they had the rolls, but that's not really what we're after. And then I came home and I did my workout, all of it. Total of 85 minutes of cardio with weights and weighted walks. And I think I am done until probably after dinner. I might go back out later for a little bit of something. I'm not really sure what, but we'll see about that. The heat, really, to be honest, is not as bad as what I was anticipating. I don't know if it's right or not. Let's see, what does the truck say? Yeah, the truck is saying 96. Okay, so yeah, we're pretty close. I think in the garage, well, I didn't really look that closely. I think it said 94. So I had 3 liters of fluid. Actually more than that, but yeah, I had almost a gallon during my workout, and yeah, I think I peed twice. That's just how it goes, man. This time of year, you gotta do what you gotta do. Get it done, get it in when it's this warm. I think I have a plan for my workouts going forward, progressing from a standpoint of I'm still not 12 weeks out from surgery, and they want me to progress very gradually, very slowly, very lightweight. Their definition of very lightweight and mine might be a little different, but yeah, we're making progress slowly but surely, and I think I have a good idea of how things will continue to progress once we get to July and forward from there. If you don't follow me on Instagram, you can see my workouts there. They're kind of boring lately, very repetitive, but they are what they are. I think I'm about 60 something days into a new streak. If you know the history of my streak, you'll know I had to break it back in August and was not happy about it. But we're going to start a new one and go from there. That's all we can do. And maybe I can get another 9+ year streak going. Yeah, every day for 9 years I exercised and wound up in the hospital. The two did not have anything to do with each other. In fact, the exercise might have prolonged me being in the hospital or prevented me from getting there any sooner. Anyway, that might be it for today. Maybe not. See ya.